Hello, I'm alive. Yes, my resting bitch face was truly on fire there. Even caught a look at myself like, oh, Anna Delvey, you're looking mean. Can't do the accent. And if you've not watched the Anna Delvey thing on Netflix, you need to watch it because it's incredible. Incredible. Right, who have we got live? I'm a couple of minutes early, so let me know if you are hashtag living or if you're on hashtag replay, either or. Pop it in the comments. I love to see who's here, eyeballing who's not here, and we'll kick this thing off. So before we kick off, I've just received a parcel of skin products. I have decided, well, I decided a wee while ago that I was actually going to take proper care of my skin, and I've always taken good care of my skin and that I've always cleansed properly and toned and moisturised, but as the old sagginess is happening in these kind of jowly bits, so that, oh, no, this needs to change. So started doing more, and I'm getting a good routine. And if anybody does want to know more about skincare, ask Clara because she's a genius. I am just doing what I'm told. So what have I got? I have got some face oil. So this is just for extra hydration. Where's the camera? Face oil. That was a fiver, maybe £6. Amazing. This stuff here I used years ago and I loved it just for dry patches, and it smells incredible. And I think this was about a tenner-ish, not sure. And this is some vitamin C, which is for radiance. Radiance, it doesn't tell us here, but radiance. Glowy, 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 and I don't know, glowy. And that was this stuff here, the Inky List, is getting really good write-ups. But this is probably my favourite range of skincare. Their cleanser is amazing and their moisturiser is amazing, and it's very, very reasonably priced. And as long as you're doing the right things with your serums in between your cleansing and moisturiser, it's a good one. It's a good one. Right, okay, so enough about that shit. What else have we got today? So tonight I'm coming to you live all about fasting. So if you have any questions about fasting, pop it in the comments and I'll make sure to get to it. And also, I have a fabulous competition that I'm going to announce a competition tonight, but it technically does not kick off till tomorrow. But if you start it today, it will still kick. So yeah, quite excited about that. So fasting. Everybody now has heard of intermittent fasting. Everybody. And if you've not, all you need to do is go on to any menopause group, any group where there's women that want to lose weight, and they'll all tell you without a shadow of a doubt that intermittent fasting is the only way that you're ever going to lose body fat and drop 2 dress sizes. And I am here to tell you that that is sweet bullshit. Bullshit. And I am going to go through my reasons why that is bullshit and why one size does not ever fit all. And I think most of you probably know that by listening to my ramblings. And also explain a little bit about, you know, the downfalls of fasting, because so many people say, oh, I've been fasting and everything's amazing, I've lost a stone, and then 6 weeks later they have gained a stone or more. Okay, and it's the same as everything else. If it's not sustainable, it's not a solution. Okay, so what is fasting? So fasting is basically where you are not eating. A period of time where you're not eating. And that can be overnight. Because if you think about your breakfast as a meal literally means breaking the fast. That's what breakfast is. But it could be an overnight fast. It could be 5-2 fasting. That was very popular in the early 2000s, I think. And that's where you eat normally for 5 days and you eat very low calories for 2 days. There's one called 16-8, which is where you have a 16-hour fast with an 8-hour eating window. And you can also do other forms of fasting, like there's 24-hour fasts, and a lot of people, I know quite a few people, men primarily, that do 24-hour fasts. I actually have not, I don't think I've got any evidence of 24-hour fasts for women, certainly in our age group. So they're the main examples of fasting that happen. The whole purpose of a fast when it comes to fat loss is being in a calorie deficit. That's how people lose weight on intermittent fasting, as being in a calorie deficit. So the theory is that if you can control your eating window, you will eat less food in that window. So in theory, it's absolutely fantastic. It's like, oh, if I just have a rule that says I can eat here and I must stop eating here, then I'll be fine. And then I won't snack outside of those windows and all will be okay. That's when the bullshit starts, because, as Ms. Berloff has quite rightly pointed out already, what happens is, say for example, somebody does have no relationship with food issues. So they have never had any cravings, they've never had binging, they've never had any form of emotional eating, they've just always been naturally lean and they eat enough to fuel their bodies and that's it, right? So if you're that person, fasting might work for you, but there is literally no benefit, because if you don't need to lose weight and if you don't have any relationship with food issues, then why would you change what you're already doing? For the people, now I would say 90% of the people that I am in connection with, either in this group or in our client area, have got some kind of history of relationship with food issues, emotional eating, disordered eating, all or nothing mindset, etc., etc., etc. So by then putting a rule to say, well, you can't do that, that just reinforces the behavior. That reinforces that disordered eating. It reinforces the fact that eating is bad. It reinforces the fact that you're going to starve and then you can binge. It's really, really damaging from an emotional and mental point of view when it comes to dieting. Okay, so that has been my experience in the last 5 years. Now, what we touched on, the whole reason that I wanted to do the thing about fasting was last week we were talking about protein requirements and how to get your protein in through your day. And if somebody is fasting, so if somebody is narrowing their eating window, it decreases drastically the opportunity to get their vital nutrients, whether it's macronutrients, which is carbs, fat and protein, or whether it's their micronutrients in the form of vitamins and minerals. So you're drastically reducing the opportunity to get the food, get the nutrients, get the energy that you need within a eating window. Okay, does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. So one thing that I do see a lot of is people telling me, I eat really healthy, I'm not able to lose weight, I'm eating really healthy, I don't eat breakfast, and I have salad or a sandwich or something at lunch, and everything's home cooked, right? And that's fine, that's good. But by not fueling bodies right, by not giving your body the energy that it needs when it needs it, that has a metabolic issue, i.e. that your metabolism will not function as happy or healthy as it should. Now, that has to work in conjunction with a lot of other things, and that's going down the rabbit hole tonight. But if you don't, what tends to happen is people, they don't eat breakfast and they might not notice that they're hungry, and that's fine. I have been there where I can go for hours where I don't feel that I'm hungry. But what will happen is at some point, even subconsciously, you will have the hunger and you will overconsume in the calories either later on in the day. And that tends to be the biggest issue with fasting, is that you'll maybe hold off till 11:30, 12 o'clock. Great. Have some lunch. Great. 3 o'clock, ravenous. 5 o'clock, ravenous, but you're still in your eating window, so it's okay. 7 o'clock, still ravenous, because you've not actually fueled your body properly at the beginning part of the day. Now, also, what can happen, and what does, I thought I switched you off there. What can happen is that when we don't eat for an extended amount of time, our body starts to be under stress, literal stress, okay? Now, you are not, as a woman in your 40s, juggling a career and a family and all the things, right? Not eating breakfast isn't really going to stress you out in terms of mental stress. Like, what will stress you out is the fact that all your team have phoned in sick and the dog needs to go to the vet and you've got, I don't know, 3 disciplinaries to do today and You looked in the mirror and your clothes didn't fit you, right? So those are the things that give us mental stress. But when we don't eat for an extended amount of time, we actually do generate physical stress in the form of releasing cortisol, which is the stress hormone, and I bang on about cortisol a lot, but that's our body's official reaction. But because you're so used to juggling all the different life stresses, that doesn't even appear on the radar from a thought point of view, but it does from a physical point of view. So what happens when you're not eating for a long amount of time, your body actually just goes, hold on a minute, I'm under stress here, and I don't know why I'm under stress. I don't know if it's because I've not eaten breakfast or if it's whether I'm getting chased by bears. It just knows that it's under stress. So it starts literally shutting down non-vital body transactions. So it doesn't give a shit about your hair. It doesn't give a shit about your metabolism. All it cares about is my brain working? Is my central nervous system working? Are my vital organs working? And can I get the fuck away from this stress? That's literally all your body is trying to do. So your metabolism doesn't work. Your skin's going to get patchy. Like people under chronic stress, you'll notice have like the flaky nails. Skin's not the best. Hair is not the best. You know, these are all the things that you might notice and go, oh, actually, I am under stress. And for most women, they are under some form of stress. You know, like, as a generation, we are probably the most stressed generation there is. We're caring for our kids, we're caring for elderly parents, we're stuck in the middle. We are having careers. We've been told all the way growing up that we can have it all, and we can absolutely have it all. But we have to look after ourselves in order to have it all. Like having it, what's the point of having it all if you are so stressed out that it means nothing, right? So that's a bit of a that's a bit of a side lecture. Oh dear, this is all going mental tonight. So fasting can be another cause of stress in the body. Now, as we age and our hormones are changing, we don't need any more stress in our body. Our body's doing enough. So if you are somebody that isn't eating breakfast, that is waiting until lunchtime before they recognise that they're hungry, chances are you're probably over, and you're struggling to lose weight. Chances are you are over consuming on calories, full stop, regardless of when you start eating and finish eating. Chances are, because what tends to happen as well is that whole mindset applies of, well, I've not eaten breakfast all week, and it gets to Friday and then we guzzle a gallon of wine. We go to McDonald's on a Saturday or takeaway on a Saturday, something, go out for Sunday lunch on a Sunday. So in actual fact, over the course of the week, even though you're not eating breakfast Monday through Friday, you are believing that you have been good, therefore over consuming it the weekend. Okay. So if you are in that place where you're not eating breakfast and you're struggling to lose weight, I'm going to challenge you to try having a bit of fruit. Just have, or a bit of total yogurt, you know, get some protein in you the early part of the day, and you'll find that later on in the day you're not going to be as hungry, and you're not going to be as crabby, and you're not going to be as tired. So yeah, try that. So try something in the morning. I'm not asking you to sit down to like a full fry, like that would be ridiculous, but you know, being able to consume even a protein shake and a banana, or 120 grams of protein yogurt and some smushed up strawberries, try it. Try it. And if you are fasting already and it's working for you, then keep doing it. Because it's not a one size fits all. It's just, in my experience, we've literally worked with one lady where fasting, 16/8 fasting has been a success because of her lifestyle and her behaviours and her thought process. One person that I can think of off the top of my head. Okay. So the 5-2 approach, again, any form of fasting where you're placing rules around eating with a background of disordered eating or emotional eating, don't do it. It is really not the solution, because it doesn't change the reason why there's emotional eating or disordered eating in the first place. It doesn't change it. It just applies more rules. And if you've ever followed Slimming World or Weight Watchers with the rules, chances are you know that it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Okay? Does that help? Does that make sense? Give me some comments. I feel as if I'm on one tonight. Woof! I'm not even raging or anything today. I'm having a great old day. I've just played on a Wednesday after school a bring my little boy back from school, and then we go out and pick up his friend, and I take them to this bit of grass, and they play rugby, so they've got this tackle bag, and they're 10 and they're not overly confident on tackling yet, so I get them to tackle. I hold this tackle bag and get them to tackle me, and then get them to tackle each other, and oh my god, they're quite 10 years old, they're quite strong. Like, it's like that. Woof. Right, there's a huge belief that the time of day you eat makes a difference. This is no. A calorie is a calorie, and how is a calorie meant to know if it's 7 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock at night? Really? No. No. So there's hundreds of research done on should you work out fasted, should you how should you break a fast, etc., etc. And it's the same as all the other research. There is no evidence to suggest that it's better or worse. None. So this is why it's important to know yourself and know what is right for you, not just saying doing what everybody else is doing. Because yeah, there will, in all these groups that I'm in, where everybody's going, oh, fasting, fasting, fasting. Yeah, it will work for some people. It will work for some people, and it will work with their lifestyle, and work for their likes and dislikes and their whole mindset around food and their mindset about themselves. But in the majority of cases, it's not going to work. And that's really sad, because then it's just another attempt that hasn't worked for that person, and it's just because they don't know what to do. Yeah. So the whole to your point, Sarah, about people don't eat after 7 o'clock, we know that going to bed on a full stomach isn't conducive to having a really good sleep. That said, going to sleep starving is also not conducive to a really good sleep. So there is a fine line. One of the things what has concerned me over the years about why people fast is because people like to cut off their eating so they have less volume of food in them that's going to affect the scales in the morning. And that's, to me, I completely understand the people's relationship with scales, and I know, Sarah, you do as well, and that's been a journey for you. But not eating when you're hungry, or banishing food from your life at a certain time, no matter what, again, is just another form of disordered eating. Just because it's going to help the scales in the next morning, it's not really conducive to a healthy relationship with food. And that's one of the things that upsets me as well. And the whole thing, that used to be a whole thing, like, you can't eat carbs after 6 o'clock. Like, why not? Why? Like, I frequently have sometimes a bit of toast, sometimes a banana, sometimes a protein shake. And I know, speaking from my own personal experience, and I know what you've said there, Sarah, is that when you put a limit on that time, I'm going, right, I'm not eating after whatever, or I'm only going to eat between these windows. When it gets to that window, I turn into this scavenger beast that thinks that all food is going to get taken away from them. That's not how it should be. That's not how it should be. The whole point of creating a lifestyle is about something that is sustainable. And one of the things about fasting is that if you've got any form of life, it's not really a good thing to do at weekends. You know, imagine if you're out with your friends and you go out for a meal, the table's booked for 7, what are you going to do? Sorry, I don't eat now. Yeah, that's not a lifestyle thing for me. It's not sustainable. And Claire, you're banging the money, and it's the same with every other diet. Anybody, like 90% of people that lose weight on a diet, whether it's keto, fasting, Weight Watchers, Slimming World, whatever, unless they create permanent behavior change, create permanent lifestyle shifts, mindset shifts, the weight's going to go on and more. And I spoke to a lady about that earlier today. Like, she lost 2.5 stone last year, 2 years ago, and it's on Slimming World, and it's all gone back on plus an extra half stone. And it's because they hadn't helped her create the tools or given her the education of what to do when you can't get to a Slimming World meeting. They hadn't taught her what to do when the shit hits the fan, because that ultimately is when it all goes wrong for women. Is that, oh, I can be really, really good, and then I get stressed, or I get drunk or something, and then you just go, well, fuck it, we've not actually created neural pathways, which is what we're trying to do. Yeah, so that's fasting. That was a quick and dirty. I hope I've not scared anybody off. Rant, ranty pants. Right, any questions on fasting, or are you all just here for the compo? Woohoo! Not the compensation, the competition. Just gonna move my new skincare. Right, hit me up with any questions before I do the competition. Right, so we have had a huge amount of new group joins over the past month or so, which is amazing, and welcome to you all. Oh, all the alarms have gone off. So we want to have even more people join us, and we were like, oh, where do we get people from? Da, da, da. And the best people are the people that you know. So we're going to run a competition. We're going to run a group join competition. Now, the competition will be based on how many people can you invite to join this group. And the winner gets a prize. Now, you can be a client, non-client, ex-client, wannabe client, friend, enemy. Can't think of any more groups of people. If you can think of any more, anybody can join, okay? So, you can go into your share group settings and invite appropriate people. So no men, nobody under the age of 35, nobody over the age of 55. If you don't know their ages, take a guess. And people that could probably do with a little bit of help or support. Sorry, I'm reading the comments. So there's the 3 boundaries. Women, age, do they need support? And I'm not saying that they need to become clients, that's absolutely not, but people that you think would enjoy the group, people that you think could benefit from the advice and the lives and the sharing, etc, etc, etc. So that is it. We can I'm going to be briefing this formally tomorrow. Now, there's only 9 people in this live out of a group of 4,500, so that's 9 people that have got an opportunity for an extra few hours of thingy in it, beasting it, and I'm going to properly launch it tomorrow. Now, the prize, this sounds fancier than it is. I had to carry the prizes up in my laundry basket. So, we are working with our friends at My Protein to deliver this prize purse of over £40. So we have given the nation. You're not 55, Vicky. I don't believe you. I genuinely don't believe you're nearly 55. Anyway, the reason for that is what we found best is that we are the best support for people between 38 and 55. So if you've got anybody over 55, invite. Right, so we have a box. I'm not sure how many. I think it's maybe 30. Let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20 different flavours of Impact Whey Protein. Vicky, I don't believe you. Shut up. Different flavours for you to try. We have 2. These were actually freebies as part of the offer. Impact Essential Amino Acids. Now, Vicky would like to share with you what essential amino acids is, because we had a conversation about this before. Essential amino acids are just amino acid proteins that cannot be made by the body. I'm not saying take them, they'll benefit you. You can try them and see what happens, but chances are, if you're getting enough protein through your diet, you won't need them. We have a vegan Chalky Choo Choo bar, protein bar with 7.5 grams of protein. We have the infamous cherry flavour drops. I've got the raspberry ones of these that are quite tasty. And you can add these to water, you can add them to yogurt, you can add them to milk, you can add them to any other places that you want. We have a bar of high protein chocolate. I got a bar of this myself as well. This is quite interesting. This is why food labels are very confusing. So this says it is 2 servings of 70 grams Oh no, I've just read the food labels wrong. So 70 grams, 35 grams per serving, 184 calories per half bar. That's actually pretty decent. I don't want to open it to see. No, it seems quite big. That's good. And a very sexual shaker. It's metal. So that's the prize purse. So all you need to do is start inviting people to join the group. Lisa, who is our team admin, she is going to be keeping her eye on everybody that is requesting people to join, and she'll be keeping a tally of who these people are that's inviting them in. And then the winner, and we're going to close it next. So it officially starts tomorrow. We'll close it on Monday, and then I can announce on Wednesday who it is. So get cracking. We want to get as many people in. Like, remember, our mission is to help all the women achieve their goals through empowerment, through esteem building, through wellness, through health coaching. So yeah, get anybody you can think of into the group. And as I say, I will announce next Wednesday. All right. Oh dear. Now, I've missed some comments. Right, so before we go, does anybody have any questions, any comments, any issues, challenges that they want to talk about? I've got 5 minutes and we can... Oh, I did have a comment come up there, but it's vanished. Nope. Okay. Nope. No questions. All right, my lovelies. Thank you for joining me live. Much appreciated. We don't have an Ask Us Anything this week. We do have one next week, potentially. But as always, should you need any help with reaching your goals, get in touch. Drop me a message saying, ready. We'll have a quick conversation on Messenger to see what I can do. And then if we need to, we can jump on for a quick consultation. But your goals are your goals. Your desires are valid. Go after them. You are worth it. You are worth it. Okay, my lovelies. Speak to you soon. Take care. Have a lovely evening. Bye.